Hey everybody, it's me, Lily. I need to stop saying that at the start of my videos. People kind of know who I am at this stage, which is nice. I'm kind of at that stage of like on YouTube where people recognize me in the street, which is really weird even though I don't actually have that many subscribers. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm sort of hungover, still half drunk, but today I'm actually going to talk to you guys about how we are going to change your identity legally, and we're going to go through the first step, which is change of name by deed poll. The first thing you need to know about changing your name by deed poll is that almost every single outlet that you look into that's going to tell you how to do it doesn't have all the information you need to know how to do it. In this YouTube video I'm going to tell you the exact steps you need to do that is going to guarantee you your change of name by deed poll. The reason I'm making these videos is that through my experience I ended up having to spend excess money. I've had to make multiple trips back and forward from the deed poll office in the forecourts, and I've just had so many trudging issues where I'm just going through these trenches of mud, red tape and bureaucracy just to get the name that I rightly deserve. So, to change your name by deed poll, the first thing you need to do is set out a budget. For the method that I'm going to show you guys, the budget you're going to need is €50 to get your deed poll put together and stamped by a solicitor. You're going to need excess travel money, so depending on where you are in the country, however much it costs to get to Dublin from where you are and back, you need to make sure you have that money as well. Unless you're in Dublin city centre, which is great for all those Dublin people out there. I see you. The next amount of money you need is going to be your money to register your deed poll, which is the amount of €60. So be sure you have that. And finally, the last amount of money you're going to need is like logistical money. You know, you're going to have to pick up lunch that day. You're probably going to have to buy a box of cigarettes and a bottle of whiskey at the end of all of this because it's going to be a day-long ordeal. What you're going to do is, step one, get up really early in the morning on a Thursday or a Tuesday, because that's the only day that the deed poll office is going to be open in the forecourts. You have a very limited amount of time. It's between like 9 and 12 o'clock in the day or something like that. So it's a very small window. So you need to get to Dublin early. What you're going to do is walk into this little place across the road from the forecourts called Orca Printworks or Orca Print or whatever. It's basically a place for you to do all of your logistical paperwork needs, and they provide a brilliant deed poll service where they'll have your deed poll done on the specific paper required for €50. So they're going to do your deed poll out for you on the specific paper, they're going to sign it, they're going to have a witness there for you, they're going to do everything you need to have done for your deed poll for €50. Now trust me, this is your best option. If you try and do it yourself, you're going to have a deed poll that has a mistake on it, most likely, because deed polls are very specific, and if you make one tiny mistake on the document, they're not going to accept it in the forecourts. And if you try and get an organisation to do it for you that doesn't specify deed polls, then again, you're going to have a mistake in it. Something's going to go wrong. So trust me, Orca are the best people to do it because they literally deal with deed polls every single day. Every single day they make deed polls because the deed poll office is across the road. So that's their niche. They know how to do it and it gets them a lot of income, so they're good at it. So go into Orca, ask them for a deed poll and give them all the information that you need. What you will need for this is your passport with your old name on it. You will need proof of address, like a bill that goes to the house with your name on it. Your PPS card, if you have it. Your Garda ID, if you have it. Your birth certificate is very important. Any of those forms of ID plus a proof of address is really important for all of this stuff. Your PPS number as well, just to be sure. Bring all of this information into Orca. They are going to give you a deed poll that is sufficient for the deed poll office. Go over to the deed poll office, give this deed poll to them. They will give you instructions to bring it over to the registrar, where you can hand that in and they will register your deed poll for you. You pay them €60 and they will process your deed poll for you, and within 2 weeks you'll get a phone call from the forecourts deed poll office to come and pick up your deed poll, which has been processed, and your change of name is 110% legal. Now, some people say you don't have to register your deed poll. Trust me, you do. There are certain organisations that require you to have a registered deed poll to change your name, and that includes the social services, the passport office, and if you want to go and get a new driver's license, they'll have to have a registered deed poll as well. So be sure to register your deed poll because it'll save you trouble down the line as well. This has all come from my personal experiences with trying to get a deed poll. I had made a few mistakes, I had gotten false information, but when I went into Orca, they walked me through the entire process and I got a deed poll within an hour. done. And then in 2 weeks' time, I went back to Dublin, picked up my deed poll, brought it home with me, and I never had a problem changing my identity since. So that's step one of changing your legal identity. The deed poll is an extremely important document. Guys, look out for the next video where I'm going to be talking about how to get your gender recognition certificate, which is another important document that you can get after getting your deed poll through the social welfare offices. Until next time, all the love.